talk to us a little bit about your goals for this celebration, for what Age of Triumph is, and talk to us about the themes that have motivated the creation and the development process.
Sure. So when we kicked off the Age of Triumph development, it was really important to us to look at the past 3 years of Destiny and celebrate everything we've done, everything we've released, everything Guardians have done to become Legend, everything you guys have done. Like, this is our celebration of you. That was our central pillar for this release. So we're looking at all the content they've known and loved, how to bring that to some kind of final light level, and just let them have fun with it. Let them re-engage with it, celebrate, complete their legend. Those were our goals for this.
It should be said that this is the very last live event that we will see as part of our Destiny 1 era adventure. Single tier.
Single tier.
So as our community is poised on this precipice, thinking about going to new worlds to experience new stories, this is their victory lap.
That's correct. The live teams had a great time working in the Destiny world. There's a lot to celebrate there. There's a lot for Guardians to do. We've shipped an awful lot of content from Destiny. Dark Below, House of Wolves, Rise of Iron, SRL.
Sparrow Racing League. This is my medal that I awarded to myself for being the grand champion of the Sparrow Racing League.
Deej won SRL.
Yeah.
It did happen.
Yeah, that's what happens when you control the content management systems that we would use to make those announcements.
So yeah, there's an awful lot in our universe to celebrate. There's an awful lot that players have done, and we wanted to kind of recognize them for all of that and give them some more goals to pursue to finish out their legend.
So the record book for Age of Triumph, this book is the companion to the Age of Triumph. Celebrate your victories against the darkness and write a record of your triumphs in light. And we have yet to begin, so we start at rank 1.
Correct.
Learn to crawl before you can sprint.
Right. The record book will start at rank 1 for everyone.
Okay. And I see 4 items there. What are those?
So those will fill in with the records that we think stand out. They're like the records you've made progress in. Since you haven't cracked the book open yet, you don't really have any progress marked yet.
Yeah. So those are placeholders. When we begin, we'll see sort of calls to action.
Exactly.
Here's what you're trending on. Jump back into the action and make some progress.
Correct.
All right.
This is the biggest record book we've ever created, and it has 3 years of Destiny to celebrate.
You weren't kidding.
A novella of triumph, if you will.
There we go.
A novella. Not just old raids, but things to honor every type of player in Destiny. On every page, you're going to find a title. This is the commemoration page. You've walked a long road full of deeds and adventures. So what's the theme of this page?
So this is marking the players who were with us when. Like if you say, like, I've been there since day 1, we have a record right there marking, like, yeah, you were playing during that time period.
From the
we
beginning.
know you were there.
Yep. Do you have to complete the entire record book to stand out, to be able to display the rewards that are awesome in it?
So no, and like you just mentioned, like we want every type of player to engage in this. So if you're a raider, there's things in here for you. There's ways for you to stand out. If you're a collector, there's ways for you to stand out. Like there's something for everyone in this book.
Okay.
We should mention, right, that this is a test environment, and if this was a live world, most of these would be filled in, right, because you'd logged in. These are things from day 1 that you get to access.
So there we go. Here we go on the story page. And based on the character history that we imported from Joe Blackburn's character, what are you giving him here?
So we have a lot of pages that are set up like this, where we have some records that ask you to complete some milestones. And then the 8th record is kind of your all-in-one, hey, you finish this page. So in this case, you've just got an emblem for being a standout story completer within Destiny. You have beaten all the stories. You've gotten the tale told emblem. So that now you stand out as that kind of Guardian.
So on the first day, and let's just go on record, what is the first day of Age of Triumph?
First day is Tuesday, March 28th.
Okay. Detectives in our community probably could have figured that out. That is the only Tuesday when we tend to deploy new content after the last stream and before the end of March, which is when we said this would come out. So March 28th, mark your calendars. There will be a Guardian in the tower who has played every story mission that we've thrown at you. It could be you. And you will have this emblem to display to let people know that I have knocked down every combatant that Bungie has stood up in my path. This page will be near and dear to my heart, a warlock's path. There is no end to knowledge nor to power, but you'll do your best to reach it regardless. Don't I know it, brothers and sisters? So reach level 40, call them out for me, Brian.
Defeat enemies with melee kills. or melee. Use your super to kill enemies, and the Warlock Crucible quests.
Nice.
These were the milestones that really made the classes stand out.
Now, does every page have one of those, full page rewards where once you unlock every node on this page, there's the final reward that you claim?
A lot of them do.
lot of them,
The commemoration page stands out in that you will get an emblem for each part of Destiny you were with us on the journey for.
Yeah, okay. Strikes.
Ooh.
Execute Vanguard strikes to secure your legend. So talk to us about these.
So right, this is basically gameplay throughout our whole strike ecosystem. So right away, this is heroic strikes here. We're going to ask you to complete a Nightfall super quick, 30-minute timer. Precision kills and strikes.
500 of them. 500 precision kills in one strike, or 500 precision
in
kills
strikes
across?
in general.
Okay, okay.
We're not mean.
So one thing we're really excited about on the Raids team is to have this sort of culmination of all the Raids content and a way to show off and prove that, you know what, I've done everything there is to do in Raids. So you'll see not only do we have records for beating all the reprised Raids at 390 Light, we also have a record that's get every challenge mode emblem. And if you see, I've only got 5 and 9. That's because I haven't done the 4 new challenges that are coming out with Age of Triumph.
So we'll talk about the approach to adding some new design elements to these raids at the end of the stream. But just to summarize real quickly, you've added challenge modes to all 4 of the raids. So you have challenge modes for all 4 of the raids. You added them where they didn't exist.
Correct.
This obviously begs the question, are we raising the light level in Age of Triumph?
So we're not raising light level for Age of Triumph. And the reason being for that is to touch back on our core pillar of this is a celebration of your Guardian. This is your victory lap, as it were.
Okay.
Raising the light level would be neat, sure. But what it does is it just moves the chain for our players. And we didn't want to feel like, hey, we're just moving the chain on you. Now get to this new light level. Make it harder for players who haven't hit 400 already. Like, why are you just moving this on me? No. We want you to play the activities you know and love.
Yeah.
We've freshened them up quite a bit. Prison of Elders, heroic story missions. Like, you'll have chances to play all these activities to get to the conclusion of your legend.
So a player who is not yet at 400 light, who really wants to do that before they finish their Destiny 1 adventure, you have a whole new set of rituals that will help them get there. The raids are part of that. The 10th page of 13 is all about collecting. Gather the riches and wonders of the star system.
Right, so this is the page wherein we wanted to highlight the collectors of Destiny, the people who are going around collecting every ship, every shader, every ghost. Like, we wanted these people to have their own special call out in the record book. It's also important to note here that none of the things we're asking you to collect are things that you won't find on your kiosk.
Somebody's thinking right now, oh my God, I'm never going to get there because I had these things and I deleted them. You're going to be able to go to all of the kiosks in the tower and pull these things back out. The game will sense that and give you credit.
Right, just go to your kiosk, pull it out, we'll give you credit for it.
Okay. The Wanderer. You have gone far, seen much, and heard echoes of the past. What are we tracking here?
So these are the explorers of Destiny, the people who have found all of our little hidden secrets, like the dead ghosts here. Not every dead ghost in the game, but a majority of them. Some of the dormant Siva here.
And the final, the 13th luckiest page of the record book, Trials of Osiris. The lighthouse beckons, but the trials winnow. So here we go. There's going to be a lot of LFG going on, like get me to the lighthouse.
So I want to call out with this record in particular, we have set this up so that if you've ever been to the lighthouse, we give you credit here for it.
Okay.
We're not asking you to like, hey, if you got carried, go again. No,
Yeah.
We're not that mean. So if you go to the bottom right here, it's very important to note on this page that we don't ask you to get all the milestones on this page to complete the page. We only ask you to get 6, and that's so if you've never been to the lighthouse or you haven't gotten that Wrecking Ball medal, most people haven't, you can still finish this page.
Yeah. And there's been an emerging theme here in the things that you've said, and I just want to call out here, complete milestones to rank up the record book. Completion is not required to claim all of the rewards.
That's correct. So we didn't make it so that you have to finish every single record, every single page in the record book to get all the rewards here. That's just not something that sounded fun to us. Like, most players aren't going to be excellent raiders and the best Trials of Osiris players. You know, there's some very difficult things to do in this record book. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was able to feel like they've completed their legend within the 3 years of Destiny.
Jack of all trades, master of a few, perhaps. And we'll take a look at some of these. Hit rank 3, hit rank 4.
I love that Miami Vice style emblem.
Yeah,
pretty sweet vibes there.
Definitely got some 80s Art Deco at work there. And screenshot these emblems. Rank 5. And rank 6 is the last emblem that you're going to collect. And you've unlocked a personalized offer from the Bungie store. Visit bungie.net/triumphs to learn more. So there are people in our community who walk around wearing a shirt with this design on the front, indicating that they were legends in their moments of triumph, and they got a customized t-shirt to prove it.
That's correct.
You doing that again?
We are doing that again. We are putting it in the game, so you know that when you hit rank 7 here, you have unlocked this thing.
Beautiful, and you'll be able to
sleeve?
You'll be able to wear your prowess right there on your sleeve. Right now it says your gamer tag here. Next week we are going to have Tim Williams and Joe Sifferman on the hot seat, and they're going to talk to us about how these weekly rituals are going to change a week in the life of a Guardian who is experiencing Age of Triumph. For the time being, talk to us about this, because this is a very notable new addition.
Yeah, so one thing that we've been excited about for a very long time and are very happy to get the chance to do it here is this idea of Raid of the Week, of the idea that you've got a team of your 5 friends that you want to play content with, and you're no longer playing the same raid over and over and over again because it's the only one that's an appropriate light level. We're introducing this concept of a weekly featured raid. So a featured raid means not only is it at 390 light, all the challenge modes are active.
Okay. So previously, the raid that is current in the endgame of Destiny had different challenge modes week over week over week. So different encounters were the featured, difficult, enhanced moment in that raid. We can see here that you have a Templar challenge and an Atheon challenge, and when Vault of Glass is the weekly featured raid, both of them will be active.
Always.
Making that's a tough raid.
That is a tough raid, and so what you get to do is, as your fire team, is decide, all right, well, we want to complete the featured raid because just completing the feature itself has some unique rewards.
Yeah.
Or maybe you guys are game enough for the Templar challenge, but you aren't game enough for the Atheon challenge, which we think is the hardest challenge that we've ever made.
Yeah. How do you beat Atheon now?
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
Very carefully.
They love us for answers like that. But raids are supposed to be the ultimate mystery, so you get a pass.
We've worked together to sort of really come up with a system where no matter what the featured raid is, not only are you going after these cool ornaments, but there are unique rewards, and there's even some new rewards in some of these old raids. Some of you might realize that, hey, those old raids never had ghosts, and those new raids never had sparrows.
Oh my. Raid set gear, if I have trophies in my vault, if I have my old Vault of Glass helmet that I always adored, and it's been collecting dust these past couple of years, am I going to be able to pull that out and infuse it and start using it right away, or am I going back into the vault to capture that again?
So we are coming out with a new Vault of Glass helmet, and one of the reasons I think you're going to be really excited about this new one is it has 2 master ornament skin slots.
Okay.
So there's lots of ways you can make your new gear coming out look real shiny.
And it's going to drop at, what are going to be the drops?
If you're
The light on
400,
those drops.
it's dropping at 400.
Okay. The rollout schedule, we're going to do one every week across the month of April.
Correct.
Beginning on
March 28th.
March 28th. So we begin with Crota, go in and see how Crota has been pulled apart and rebuilt. Then Vault of Glass. Then we come in on the 3rd week, and we play King's Fall, and then your baby, your Wrath of the Machine.
So if you look even here, we're in a setting where King's Fall hasn't been unlocked yet.
Yep.
So right now he just has the 310 version. those versions aren't going away. The 310 hard mode version will always be there. The 290 light version for normal mode will always be there.
But we're adding a new node.
Correct.
The Age of Triumph redesigned, reinvigorated mode will always be there with an opportunity to earn those rewards. Now, do the ornaments always drop or only when it's featured?
Featured is where you're going for your ornaments.
Okay, so you're looking for that weekly featured raid to get the best stuff out of these activities.
And you should be excited about this stream 3 weeks from now, because there's more than just ornaments that are be coming out of those features.
When did you really start thinking it would be fun to do a director's cut of these raids?
Yeah, so I think even in just post Kingsfall coming out, we'd sort of learned a lot and from the community really playing these and thought, man, we really think we could make these raids shine. And this idea of, we didn't want to change the raids. We didn't want to make them something they weren't ever. So this is, you're not going to find a Takeified Balls of Glass or a Sivified Grota's End.
There was some significant fear and angst there, a little bit of wringing of hands last weekend.
Our goal here was really to look at these experiences and say, how can we make them shine? So if you were one of the Guardians that really like to stand up on a ledge and snipe some oracles, you might have to get a little closer this time around.
Okay, all right.
But we also think anytime we made sort of a change in that direction, we tried to make a change in a way that we thought the encounter was going to be more fun and more player friendly. So also for these sort of pre-Templar encounters that they're in right now, we just cut a little of the time off. We said, you know what we really didn't enjoy in year one was spending 10 minutes on oracles, wiping on the last one, and having to go back. So we've made them a little bit shorter.
So there's certain different degrees of evolution here when we take a look at all 4 of the raids. Vault of Glass has been given new challenge modes. Its light has been brought up to the current levels. You've got some new takes on weapon and armor with the ornaments, and then the ways that they'll behave in the sandbox. Again, we'll let Josh Hamrick go on record about that. Crota's End has some essential fixes.
Crota's End even has some changes to normal mode.
Okay.
So we looked at some of the experiences that we really wanted to shine in Crota's End and said, well, if we really need to bring this out and want to make this super fun and super great, like it's going to be a little bit more than dusting here, a little bit more than dusting with a brush. Yeah. But we absolutely came in mind with what is the core experience here, what do players really love about it, and we are not about making your experience in these raids more of a slog or more of like a, oh my gosh, they took Crota's End and added all these Kingsfall mechanics to it. Right? These are still the raids that you love.
But if you're a master raider, if somebody says there's no way, I know everything there is to know about these old raids, I don't need to play them again.
You're going to be surprised.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to be a little bit surprised.
Okay.
If you're one of those people that comes out and reads the patch notes day one,
okay.
One thing we should touch on is we were pretty vague in the raids patch notes. You're probably going to go in there and see some patch notes like, hey, all the old bosses works with 3 of coins. And hey, they moved a switch in Wrath of the Machine so it was easier to complete that challenge mode. And that's it. And you're going to be like, that's all they did?
No.
We've been waiting this long?
That's not all you did.
No, we want you to be able to discover the changes and the specific things that we sort of altered in these. So
it's kind of a departure from our usual aesthetic for the patch notes, but we do not want our patch notes to be a strategy guide. So a lot of the work that's been done here will be obfuscated when Cosmo goes in to publish those notes.
I don't want to spoil anything. I'm very excited for the community to get their eyes on these. And even aside from just adding ornaments and having those weapons come back for Kingsfall, Ryan and his team did some great looking at those loot tables for Kingsfall and sort of how complicated they were. And a lot of this has just had a path, our paths to make everything sort of up to our new standards, up to like our generous as frick guidelines.
Yeah, the investment team did do a lot of work to make the drops feel a little bit better throughout there, a little more rewarding, more generous.
Anything else you want to tell the community? Anything else you want to say to our audience about the fact that old raids are finally coming back?
I am very excited for you guys to crack these open. I'm excited to see your takes on these challenge modes.
Okay.
We'll be out there with you and looking for groups. So hope to play with some of you guys and earn these emblems together.
Okay. And Ryan, anything else you'd like to say just to kind of put a bow on everything that Age of Triumph will be?
Age of Triumph. One age, one triumph.
One age, one triumph.
Just keep in mind, this is a celebration of everything Destiny has had to offer. We're going to go into the rituals next week, and there's some other cool stuff going on there. So it's not just all raids.
No.
Although raids are the coup de grace.
Okay.
There's other things for you to experience.
No matter what type of Guardian you are, we've got something for you to enjoy at this party.